Alright, welcome back to another hack tutorial here. This one we're going to cover basically leveling up, changing the event bounty. This is probably the easiest thing to do in the world. So we'll go ahead and start the event. While that's loading up, we'll go ahead and assign cheat engine to the process. Alright, now our event bounty is set to 10, so we're going to look for that in 4 bytes. Exact value, hit return. And we got close to 50,000, so we need to do some more add to our bounty here. There we go. Now we got 20. Alright, we got what we need right here staring us in the face. Your event bounty, and this also works online, is it starts with a 7 and always ends in 1434. So we double click that. Call that event bounty. And just to show you that that is, I'll give myself 20,000 here. There we go, we got 20,000. And last way to level up, if you're playing online and you go beyond a certain amount, then it will actually end up negative, so it's not a good thing. So let's make this, make it 1,000,000. So, if I were just starting to play the game, that would be a really quick way to level up, right? Because this will all appear under driving skill. Look at this. So you can see, that's 1,000,000 points. Of course, I'm already leveled up, but... Okay, we're back. Now we're going to go in the cheat engine, and I'm going to show you how to script this. So what you want to do is find out what writes to it. So F6, or you can right click and pick it. We're going to do the F6 version here. Alright, we got nothing in there yet because nothing's written to that address. So let's make it right to it by actually getting some bounty here. And the reason I like the Vantage is it drifts really easy. Which makes getting bounty a whole lot easier. Okay, now it should have written to that address, and it did. Okay, now can move this up, and this is our address right here. And as you can see, it's adding from whatever's in R15, which is A. And if you know anything about hexadecimal, it goes from 0 to 9. Then from 10 to 15, it's A, B, C, D, E, and F. So there's our 10. So it's taken 10 in R15D. And I figure that D stands for decimal, but I'm not exactly sure. Again, I'm not an expert at this shit, but I do know how to figure this out to some extent. So it's taking 10 and it's stuffing it in this address here, and RBP is this address, and plus RAX, which is 1 times 4. So there's 1 times 4 is 4. Plus, let's bring up our hex calculator and see if that works out. Alright, what do we got here? Okay, now that we got our hex calculator up, let's see what we really got here. So there's our main address. Let's copy, paste. And let's see what we got here. That plus RAX is 1 times 4. Order of operations here, people. Multiplication comes first. So 1 times 4 is 4. And then we can add all the stuff up. So it would be 4. And then calculate. And there's our new value. So we'll just go ahead and copy and paste that in here. And then what else are we adding to it? We're adding 88. So calculate. And there's our new value. And look at that. 724A1434. So that matches what we got right here. So it's taken 10 in R15 and it's shoving it into this address right here. So we pretty much got what we want, right? Okay, the next step is to click on this and show disassembler. And now we can just come here to tools. Remember auto assemble. Cheat table framework code. Code inject. Click OK, and we can close all this stuff out because we're pretty much done with that. Okie dokie. Remember what I told you? Just comment the original code out. Because when you disable the code, it's right down here. See, it's basically creating a new memory address, allocating. This is what this alloc means, is allocating. They've named it new memory. It's got this many bytes, and it's using this address location. Then down here, it'll execute what's in newmem, and then it just jumps back, keeps going over and over and over and over. So let's see what here we got. Newmem, paste. That's not what I wanted to paste. You gotta copy this. Paste. Alright. Now, what do we really want to do? We want to kind of change what it's shoving into this memory address. So we can manually do that with the # or int. That'll work. So let's just use a #, and it'll take any size, integer, and so you know, online threshold, then you're getting negative score, and that's not cool. So I found the best number for this right here is 200 for online use. Let's see, I'll just type adjust bounty, or no, I'll put online best online bounty setting equal 200. Alright. But if I'm playing offline, I can set this to whatever I want. So now we're going to come over here to File, Assign to Current Cheat Table. We can close this out. We're going to go Event Bounty. And we should get a little bit more bounty than normal, but let's make it ridiculous so it's quite obvious. New scan, we'll delete that. So let's go ahead and put, I don't know, 100, let's make it 1,000,000 if you want to really level up quick. So let's go ahead and restart this event. Now watch our bounty. Okay, that's my mistake. I'm going to go ahead and leave it in the video. We haven't activated our script, so that's correct. We got 10. Let's activate our script here. And it should work now. Forgot to activate the script. Now, every time I get bounty, it should come in multiples of, I think, 1,000,000. So, yeah, let's see if we can't get this next drift here should be 1,000,000 points. Well, there you go, 1,000,000. I mean, we're raking in the bounty now. 2,000,000. 4,000,000. I mean, it won't take long to level up doing the game this way. That's just freaking ridiculous. Yeah, if you try to use that number online, you're going to be deep in the negatives. I think that what it is the value type for the online part of it is not big enough, and it's screwing with it and causing it to go negative. We're up to 7,000,000 right now. I think it only takes 10,000,000 to fully level up in this game, so. There's 8,000,000. 9,000,000. 10,000,000. Okay, we fully leveled up in just one event. V12 for victory. So there you go. We just leveled up in one single event. We just leveled up. So if I wasn't already leveled up, there you go. 10,000,000 points right there. Driving skill. Where it should be. Simple, right? My advice on this script is just leave it. I mean, unless you need to really level, and see our values now at 10,000,000 something. So, unless you really need to you're starting out in the game and you really want to level up really quickly, I'd just set that to 200 and leave it. And then I would hotkey it or something, because you start doing this online, it's going to be quite obvious that you're cheating. Alright, we're here back in V12 for victory. This one is, I'm going to show you how to manipulate the barriers this time with a script instead of just messing with certain memory values. So, as you can see here, can't get through it, right? Alright, let's go in the cheat engine here. I'm going to save you a ton of time here. And I'm going to give you the assembly code that you need to look for. So, okay, what we're looking for is this assembly code right here, RDI plus 000. There's 5 zeros, 1, 3, 4. And basically, it's moving the value in the XMM register over into this address memory right here. And the reason it's a movss is because this XM register deals with float and doubles. So it's not a normal register, it's not an R register, or whatever you want to call them. So you just can't write a value into an XM register. It's got to be written to by another XM register, or it's getting written to by a memory value. And this code right up here is what this does. It's basically, I allocated for a new memory, and I called mine bar memories and barrier memory. And since this is only like 4 bytes, that's all it needs to be. It doesn't need to be that large. And then I just copied and pasted it from this right here to tell it where to allocate the memory from. Then I declared my memory right here, barmem, and declared the value. The first D is declare. The second D is a D word, double word. If it was a Q, then it's a Q word. If you don't know what those are, then look them up. The value types. A byte is a byte. 2 bytes is a word. Let's see, what is it? 4 bytes is a double word. 8 is a quad word. Just kind of look that stuff up. And then I told it that I want to put in that memory address, barmem, I want to put float and then 0. Then I come down here and I'm telling it movss, which deals with floats or doubles and floats, to move barmem, whatever's this value right here. I want it to take this value, what's in barmem, and shove it into this XMM0 register, and then that's going to take that value and copy it into this address. Simple, right? The only thing left is to come down here and copy this right here, paste it, and then change it to barmem, so when this finishes running over and over and over and over, it will deallocate whatever memory it's used. If you don't deallocate it, then it'll use up the memory on your computer. So that's not what you want to do, or what you want to happen. So we're going to go into here, and I'm going to click on this. You just need an address. Hit Control B. Then we're going to search assembly code. We're going to type our movss RDI plus blah. I'll put this in the description. And then you just want it to find it. So we'll type 14 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Should be able to come up with something here. Let me expand this out. There it is. So it's a 14 and 7 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Double click the address space, and then over here in our memory viewer, it just went to it. And then you can come up to tools and do whatever you want to do. But we're going to go to tools, auto assemble, template, code inject, and then if you want, you can I can do this without looking. I mean, it's no big deal. But you want to allocate memory for the address. Since this is an XM register, you can't write to it directly. So when you allocate the memory, or establish a new address and stuff, it needs to be above newmem. And we'll change that to bar. And then down here, barmem, declare dword. Then it'll be float 0. That's the value. It's going to be in float and then the value 0. And then we can go ahead and comment that out. So there's the, we want to manipulate this right here. This is what's holding our mileage values, and our float, and this one here is constantly being written to. So what you want to do is move ss, and then we can just type xmm0, comma, square bracket, barmem, and the reason we put in square brackets is because barmem is a memory address. So it's taking this value right here, which is a float, in barmem, and shoving it into the xmm0 register, and then from that 0 gets put into this memory address, and that will drop the barrier. And of course we want to remember to come down here, copy, paste, and call this one barmem, so when it's done, or it releases that memory right here that we used. That's the reason it's deallocating this one right here, frees it up. We don't need to execute it. We just come over to File, assign the current cheat table. We'll call it Remove Barriers. Now, we'll go ahead and set this to a hotkey. My right shoulder button. So let me create hotkey, shoulder button. Toggle script is just fine, and we can add a sound if we want. Deactivate sound, and then we're okay, we're done. So when I click this now, that barrier should disappear. It does. Then when I click it again to unactivate it, it's back. So let me go into the game here. Now we can't get through it, right? This method here is a lot better than what I showed you, because look at the mileage. It's stuck at 0. It never changes. It won't flip back up on you like when we was messing with the memory values. When it would write back to it, it would kick it back up to where it was supposed to be. This here stays down and remains down, and it doesn't come back up until I turn it back on. So this is kind of the one and done. This proves how better the script is than just toggling or messing around with your memory address. So on, off. So hopefully that helps someone out. I'm not going to post a script for the online bounty, the event bounty, because that's really easy. You should be able to figure that one out. I will post a script in the description in case you have problems with it. If you have a problem with it, I'm going to post this piece of script right here in the description, and all you'll have to do is like select all, copy it from like from Notepad where you copied it off my channel, and I'll show you how to do that here. Let's delete this. So what we're going to do is we're going to go, again, you got to have an address to open memory viewer. Tools, auto assemble. You're not even going to do anything here. You're just going to paste. Assign to current cheat table. You can close it out. Close that out. Remove barriers. Hotkey it. You can add sound if you want. You don't have to if you don't want to. Pick apply. And now we're right back to where we started, but you didn't have to, if you don't want to mess, you just want the script and use it, then go right ahead. So we're going to turn it back on. There, we're back on. Off. On. Off. So there you go. So have fun with it. This method here works way better than the other method I showed you. So till the next video, later.